Hey, what's up gamers? It's Ryan 6 days a week, and if you've been following the latest Dark and Darker news, you probably know that this game has inspired some lookalikes that are now just starting to hit the market. Just this morning, there was a planned playtest for a game called Dark, which features Dark and Darker inspired graphics, game mechanics, and enemies. Now, this game made some pretty big statements on what would be available in beta, such as intense PvP and PvE combat, character customization, and even leaderboards. So naturally, I got pretty hyped and wanted to find out more. I actually found out about this game through the Dark and Darker Discord from a user named Poshy Pop. They're important to this story, but we'll get back to them in a little bit. The Dark Discord, not talking about the Dark and Darker Discord run by Iron Mace here, gained over 1,000 members with about 400 players showing interest in the Dark beta in less than a day. A quick note, just to avoid any confusion, from here on out I'm going to reference Dark as Julian's game, since I don't want it to be mixed up with Dark and Darker, a game that I've played and really do enjoy. At this point in the story, things were looking good for Julian's game. The lead dev was sharing screenshots, proposing a daily update schedule, and in general just building up hype with their rapidly growing community. I mean, this could be it, a real competitor to Dark and Darker, and just what the people needed as everyone was waiting for early access to come out. Well, so they thought. Turns out, the dev team was actually not a team, and just a solo developer who went by the name of Julian, or JG Raj, on their connected socials. This isn't a big issue, of course. Lots of great indie works are built by just one person, and hey, they never claimed that they were on a team. They just had some insanely big claims for only 3 months of work under solo development. So, when I first heard of the game, I kinda assumed the team would be more than just a random dude with no real game development history or published works besides a webpage that really just contained links that went back to completely blank socials. But hey, maybe they just don't have the best way to market themselves. There's nothing wrong with that, and it doesn't entirely mean that they can't pull something like this off. What I do have a problem with though is what they were advertising about the beta, which was already pretty insane, and what they were asking of people to get access for it. If you just looked at their Patreon page, you could pay a $5 fee for a beta priority pass, which gives you some chance to be able to play the game on beta release. And for up to $100, you could, looks like also just another priority pass. No actual guarantee that you'll be part of the beta, no matter how much you actually pay. Seems kinda silly, right? No one would actually spend $100 on a couple of screenshots, right? Don't worry though, Patreon will issue you a refund as long as the claim is made within 10 days of the purchase. If you paid by credit card, you can also issue a chargeback. This is done through your bank. Thankfully for me, I am what the internet considers a gaming content creator, which doesn't actually mean anything special, just that I take fewer showers than the average person. This also means I get to join the beta test for free, with the expectation that I'll advertise the game in some way through a video, which I didn't do because I literally had nothing to show for this game. Except for maybe a few screenshots shared to us by the dev, which I personally felt like didn't really give us any information beyond a pre-made scene with some pre-made Unity characters positioned around to make it seem like something was happening. Even the loading screen they put together highlighting their artistic talents looked like it was from the same room but just from a different angle. They go on to try to sell it even more by showing a bunch of folders for named mobs and icons for random consumables, really trying to paint the picture that a playable version of the game was already ready for beta. What you need to ask here is that if everything shown is set up and working, why not just release a video trailer of you playing the game? Well, apparently they did. Kind of. The developer of this game had partnered with a streamer and scheduled a live giveaway for beta keys. This Discord user claimed to have received real gameplay footage of the developer themselves playing. So, they hyped up multiple Discord servers, made posters, and even a video about it, convincing thirsty Dark and Darker players to show up in stream for a chance to win a beta key, or simply to donate to the Patreon and get the chance to play the game themselves. The only problem with that was that they were refusing to share any information on what exactly they saw in that video. People were getting excited, I was getting skeptical. What made it worse was that the developer began walking back on what content would actually be available in beta, the closer that it got, and the more that people questioned. First, no classes were actually functional, so you'd have to spawn in as a default character and pick up any weapon. Then, Apparently no ranged items or magic items are ready yet, so really just a melee looter with your friends. But not really, since there's no longer going to be a player hub, interactable NPCs, or even a queuing system. So no friends, solo, but VoIP, I guess? The more I learned about this game, the more I was convinced that the game released in beta was going to be nothing like the game that they were advertising. That's even if there was going to be a game released in beta. So far, no one had seen anything. Except for Pashi, who we brought up earlier. He was the one hosting the beta key giveaway and spamming the other discords with his video advertisements while ignoring the warnings from everyone else. Now, I haven't been in content creation for that long, but one thing that I know for sure is that if you get enough angry people in a Twitch chat, they'll convince the streamer to do just about anything. And that's what happened.
Ready? Are you guys ready? I don't know, maybe we wait a bit longer. Joking. Alright, ready? We'll play. I mean, sure, it's a short video, but like, dude, the guy, I'm assuming, is developing his ass off. I don't think he has time to record a 5-minute gameplay movie for me to watch.
So yeah, gamers, I hate that I have to make this video, but please don't fall for scams. Be wary of early access games and betas that ask for money but have nothing really to show. Look for real gameplay from real people. Feel free to plug yourself in the comments below too if you're working on something cool. I'd love to check it out and hear the community's thoughts on it. Or, if you've been playing a new game, I'd love to hear about that too. I'll be keeping my eye out on some of the other PvPvE games out there in development, since we're seeing a pretty big wave of Dark and Darker inspired games starting to hit Steam. And though there are certainly some scammers out there, there are twice as many honest studios with some really talented people. Oh, and to give you some closure on what happened with this story with Julian's game, Dark, I should say, a few hours passed when the beta was supposed to start. Julian cited some bugs causing the delay, just before canceling the beta indefinitely and logging off. Then, the Discord server had a well-expected meltdown. Doxing followed, and I actually saw some things that would be illegal to even describe. Anyways, thanks as always for watching, be sure to look out for each other, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.